If we go back to some of our spiritual texts, many times throughout many of the different faith traditions, there is a phrase in these different volumes that have been sacred to so many people throughout the years. In the Bible, it's, where two or more are gathered, I am there. Where two or more are gathered, or in most of the translations I saw, where two or three are gathered, I am in the midst of thee. When we come together in community, that feeling that we can develop within ourselves can become magnified. It's one thing to experience joy in your life, and I'm sure many of you have. Somewhere you have something really happy, really great that happens to you. What is your first thought? You want to share it with somebody else. That's the first go-to thing. Who am I going to call to tell them my good news? Because we magnify the experience of joy, the happiness, those euphoric feelings that we have in us when we share them with other people. And so when we can share them with two or three or four or a whole group of people, imagine the power that gets built around that feeling of joy. Everyone around us is celebrating with us, and it becomes a collective experience. And that can only help uplift our consciousness. Ernest says that when we keep ourselves in the present moment and then we share things with other people this way, he writes, the present moment can never provide us with more joy than we are able to embody. So we have to have it within ourselves right then. We have to have that experience of joy within ourselves to be able to bring it forth. And then once we bring it forth, we share it with others, and man, does it expand upon us, our lives. It really becomes more magnified and more joyful in our lives. He goes on to say, the person who is always glad will surround themselves with people who are happy, and life will be continual enjoyment. So when we have that joyful experience and we surround ourselves with other people who are also in a joyful experience, which is one of the reasons we like coming to places like this, because we find people who are like-minded. I don't know how many times I've heard over the past 17 years, I didn't know there were other people that thought like me. And that's why people are attracted to our community, because they find somebody else that thinks like them, someone else who has the same consciousness, and we tap into it. It is like meeting like. And when that happens, there is a burst of joy that comes forth. So, of course, when we are happy, we want to share it with other people in our lives.
Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.